It's not about the length of your prayer. Even Jesus said in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6, he said, don't pray like the Pharisees pray, for they think that they will be heard because of their many words. Their continual talking and praying repetitive prayers. That's not what prayer is about under the new covenant. It's God hearing our heart. And I began to do a study, Bob, about the miracles in the Bible, and all of them happen, including the miracles of salvation, when people prayed short prayers. It was not just hours and hours of prayers. I'm all for long prayer if that's what God leads you into. But I think if we'd start acknowledging God all day long in short prayers, and the Bible is full of them, and that's why I wrote this book.
Senior pastor of Free Chapel, headquartered in Georgia with church locations not only in the Peach State, but also as far away as California, and of course having a worldwide reach through media, well over a million followers on Facebook and Instagram. Jentezen Franklin, senior pastor of Free Chapel, joining us today here in the Meeting House on Faith Radio NRB 2026. So short prayers. Share with me some of the examples that God really showed you as you were preparing this book.
Well, short prayers produce powerful results in the Scripture. The prophet Elijah, after years and years of demonic rule of the spirit and god of Baal, he wasn't a god, he's a demon, and they worshipped him under Jezebel and Ahab. He prayed a 64-word prayer, and the fire fell from heaven and consumed the altar, and the power of that demonic spirit was broken over the nation. I think about the prayer that the Apostle Paul prayed in Acts 16, and he prayed a 14-word prayer, and a woman who was in the occult and was a fortune teller, the power of Satan was broken off of her life. I think about the Apostle Peter prayed a one-sentence prayer, and a man who had never walked stood up and began to run and leap. And then even Jesus himself, our example in prayer, when he was asked, teach us to pray, you would think, if he's going to do that, he's going to fill volumes up of what to pray about. He prayed a 68-word prayer, the Lord's Prayer. There's something about short prayers that have a greater urgency than... And when you pray what's on your heart, pray short prayers over your family. I put 15 chapters in this book, and they're all short chapters. I wanted men to read this book, so I made the chapters short. They're 5 pages each. But here's what I felt, Bob. I wanted to sum up 40 years of ministry in a prayer book. And these are the prayers that I prayed every day of my life in one way or another in short prayer form. And some of them are 2-word prayers right out of the Bible. Some of them are one is a 30-word prayer. It's Numbers chapter 6. It's called the Aaronic blessing. It's God told Moses, I want you to speak over the children of Israel just like this. Say these words. And when you do, God said, if you say this, if you pray this prayer over your families and over the people that I tell you to pray it over, I will put my name on them, the text said, and I will bless them. God said, I'll bless them if you'll speak this short prayer over their life. It's the famous prayer, the benediction. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you. The Lord be gracious unto you. Lift up his countenance upon you, give you peace. And so I take 5 pages and I break that prayer down. And we have 5 children. My wife and I have been married 38 years. And we prayed this prayer over our children every day. I speak it over them. I had a grandchild come home the other week. Just was born 3 weeks ago. And I held her in my arms. And the first thing I did when I held her was I spoke that blessing over her. And God said, wherever that prayer is prayed, and I'll teach you how to do it in the book, he said, I will put my name on them and I will bless them. I love that. Wow. The simplicity of just doing what the Bible said do and praying back what God said in his word.